Welcome to Drips News, your source for up-to-the-minute reporting on today's top stories. Stay with us as we delve into the potential departure of Elon Musk from the White House, examine the shocking dismissal of top NSA officials, and break down the market chaos unleashed by President Trump's sweeping new tariffs. Don't forget to follow us online for breaking updates and in-depth analysis. President Trump has indicated that Elon Musk's time in the White House may be coming to an end in a few months. Trump acknowledged Musk's potential departure, hinting that Musk's numerous business ventures might be a contributing factor. This news follows reports that some within the White House view Musk as a liability. Despite Trump's satisfaction with his performance overseeing the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, Musk's political influence recently suffered a blow in Wisconsin, where his backed candidate lost a Supreme Court race. Adding to the pressure, Musk's popularity among voters is declining, raising questions about his future role in Washington. Up next, we turn to a stunning development at the National Security Agency. In a stunning move, the director and deputy director of the National Security Agency have been abruptly dismissed. The reasons behind the ousting of Air Force General Timothy Haw, who also headed U.S. Cyber Command, and Deputy NSA Director Wendy Noble, remain unclear. Congressional Democrats are expressing outrage, with Representative Jim Himes suggesting the firings could be due to Haw's commitment to following the law and prioritizing national security. Senator Mark Warner called the removal astonishing, questioning its impact on national security amid rising cyber threats. A former senior intelligence official described the dismissals as unprecedented, raising concerns about political interference in intelligence matters. This unsettling news sets the stage for our next report: the dramatic impact of Trump's tariffs on global markets. President Trump's announcement of sweeping new tariffs has sent shockwaves through global markets, igniting fears of a potential recession. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeted by 1,679 points, marking the biggest single-day drop since 2020. European and Asian markets followed suit, with major indexes experiencing significant declines. Investors are concerned that Trump's policies could trigger a backlash from trading partners and destabilize the global economy. The U.S. dollar has also weakened, reflecting fears that the tariffs could harm long-term growth. The fallout from these tariffs continues, as we'll see next, with layoffs hitting U.S. auto plants. The impact of President Trump's tariffs is already being felt in the auto industry, with Stellantis announcing temporary layoffs at 5 U.S. plants that supply factories in Canada and Mexico. 900 U.S. hourly employees will be affected due to reduced production prompted by the tariffs. Stellantis is also pausing production at assembly plants in Windsor, Ontario, and Toluca, Mexico. The United Auto Workers Union has condemned the layoffs, while Unifor, the Canadian Auto Workers Union, warned that the tariffs would hurt workers. These layoffs are creating a ripple effect of uncertainty. Now we'll examine how Wall Street is reacting to this tariff shock. Wall Street's fear gauge, the VIX Volatility Index, has surged by 30% as investors reel from President Trump's tariff increase. Market strategists are expressing deep concern, with one calling the administration's approach the policymaking equivalent of a suicide bomber. Experts suggest that investors are now realizing that Trump's tariffs are not just a negotiating tactic, but a reality. The tariff announcement has created significant uncertainty on Wall Street. As we continue, the impact of Elon Musk's actions extend beyond the White House, affecting his company's bottom line. Tesla's vehicle deliveries have plummeted by 13% compared to last year, as criticism of CEO Elon Musk intensifies. The company reported a significant decline in both production and deliveries in the first quarter of 2025. Tesla's stock initially fell on the news, but later recovered after reports surfaced that Musk might be leaving his White House role. Tesla has faced considerable backlash, including acts of violence and vandalism due to Musk's involvement in government. Analysts are sharply criticizing the company's performance. Next, we turn to how other nations are reacting to Trump's tariff policies. Canada has vowed to retaliate with tariffs if President Trump imposes additional levies on Canadian goods. Prime Minister Mark Carney stated that Canada will respond to any new measures. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt reiterated Trump's plan to announce sweeping new tariffs. The Trump administration is considering various policy options, including a flat 20% tariff rate on all imports or different tariff levels for each country. These developments set the stage for our next story: the global market turmoil triggered by Trump's tariff bombardment. President Trump's tariff policies have sent global markets into a tailspin, with stock markets and oil prices plummeting. Investors are fleeing to safe haven assets like bonds and gold, fueling fears of a global recession. The new tariffs, including a baseline 10% levy and additional reciprocal tariffs, have rattled traders worldwide. Analysts warn that these measures could trigger a significant economic downturn. The tariffs are expected to raise import taxes in the U.S. to levels not seen in a century. In the midst of this crisis, the Senate is making a bold move, which we'll examine next. In a significant move, the Senate has voted to repeal President Trump's tariffs on Canada, with 4 Republican senators joining Democrats in passing the resolution. This vote highlights growing concerns among Republicans about Trump's tariff policies. The resolution, offered by Senator Tim Kaine, seeks to repeal the emergency declaration that allowed Trump to impose the tariffs. However, the measure is unlikely to pass in the GOP-controlled House. This victory for Democrats underscores the deep divisions surrounding Trump's trade agenda. As the U.S. faces increasing global backlash, other countries are preparing to respond. The European Union, China, and Canada are all threatening countermeasures in response to President Trump's sweeping tariffs on U.S. imports. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen announced plans for new measures in response to Trump's tariffs. China's Commerce Ministry stated that it will resolutely adopt countermeasures. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney also vowed to fight the tariffs. With the global trade war escalating, China is taking a firm stance against what it sees as bullying tactics. China has pledged to retaliate against President Trump's new tariffs on its exports to the United States, escalating the global trade war. Trump unveiled 54% tariffs on all Chinese imports, a move that China has condemned as typical unilateral bullying practice. China's Ministry of Commerce has vowed to take countermeasures to protect its interests. Trump's announcement includes additional tariffs on other Asian countries, further disrupting global supply chains. The challenges are immense for businesses with supply chains rooted in China. That concludes our news for today, but stay tuned because more is always on the horizon. That's all the news we have for you today, but don't go anywhere because the world never stops turning and neither do we. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and join us next time for another pulse-pounding update on the stories shaping our world. Until then, keep those headlines coming.